Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to 2015 and more topic time episodes of great quality. And we're starting out the year with a beautiful model actress as a guest. This young lady is beautiful, Keren Coghill. She is, like I said, a model, an actress. She's a New Hampshireite, but she's also done a few other things too. She's coming a long way. She's actually made the New York Times bestseller list, and we're on the cover of a book, and we got it right here. And we're going to talk to her tonight, and we're going to welcome her in 2015 with a bang as usual. So, Keren, thanks for coming in. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, actually. Good to see you. Thank you for having me on your show. I know we've been trying to do this for quite a while now.
Exactly.
Months, and I'm finally here. Actually, I wanted to say, like, when I came down from Nashua, New Hampshire, because I'm from Nashua, the weather up there is snowy and blowing and miserable. And down here, it's green grass and...
I know.
I wouldn't say sunny. It's kind of dark out, but...
It's nighttime. But
green,
I'll tell you...
green grass and nice. It's like vacation.
It's not... I'll tell you what, I was concerned that you might not make it down, but you know what? I think everything happens for a reason, and everything for my show has been going great, especially since I've been here in Raynham. So the fact that you were able to make it down, and the fact that you were able to get clear of the snow that you had up there is even better. That's fantastic. And oh, you look like you're Scandinavian. You look like you were born. You look like your ancestry is from a cold weather part of the world because you're fair skinned and blonde.
My mom says I'm a Viking.
You definitely look like you could be.
And she says that I'm bloodthirsty, but I don't agree.
Okay.
Not at all.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad because I have some pretty sensitive veins right here that I don't want you biting. But we're gonna profile you. We're gonna talk about everything, you know, in the hour that we have, what you've done and what you're gonna do, your goals, your schemes, and everything, your life ambitions, what you've, like I said, done growing up. So talk about what were you like growing up? Did you grow up in New Hampshire?
Oh man. So growing up, well, I was born in California, Los Angeles, California.
Well, yeah, you could be an LA girl, okay.
But I was only there until I was 4 years old.
Okay,
And then my parents, who were both originally from New York, and they met in California.
Cool.
Got married, had some kids,
Yep.
and then went back with us when I was 4 years old to New York.
Okay.
I was raised in upstate New York.
Okay.
And I would love to get back to New York City, but upstate New York is nothing like the city.
I know it. I've been to both.
Going on. Yeah.
Which do you prefer?
I prefer the city.
Okay.
I'm a city girl.
You're a city girl.
So then you ask, you know, why Nashua, New Hampshire? Well, I don't
city.
know. It's better.
City.
It's an improvement.
Okay.
But yeah. So I went to my schools, like high school in upstate New York.
Okay.
And then went to college in Nashua, New Hampshire.
What college?
Daniel Webster College.
Oh, Daniel Webster, great area. Great
And
school,
so I am actually a pilot. I got
a pilot's license too.
Yeah, I was going to be a professional pilot.
Okay.
But then...
What did you major in at Daniel Webster?
So I got a bachelor's degree in business management.
Okay.
And an associate's degree in flight operations.
Wow.
And I have my professional pilot's, or my pilot's license, my private pilot's license. But that's as far as I got with that.
That's pretty good. I mean, let me ask you this. Did you have
it's
not just a student ticket? Can you take passengers?
Yes, I could.
Well,
I mean, I had to be current.
You passed the written test then, right? You had to pass.
Right. I passed the written test. I passed the flight test, the flight portion.
Yep.
And I'm sure you.
But you have to take your written test before you take the flight part.
Right.
Okay, and you have to get a 70 or better.
And I actually got my driver's license after I got my pilot's license.
That's incredible. So, how old were you when you got your pilot's license? That's if you don't remember, that's fine.
What if I say considerably younger?
Younger than what? Than now?
Yeah.
Well, I believe. Well, you see, the thing is, you can actually get, technically, you can receive a pilot's license at any age as long as you're supervised, but you can't fly people, you can't solo until you're a certain age.
Right. Yeah, I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s.
Okay. All right. Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And where did you get your? I'm just curious. Where did you get your license? Your pilot's license? Where airport?
I got it at the Nashua Airport.
Okay.
Which is right next to the college.
I know where it is. I know. But it is a great
Daniel
area.
Webster has like moved on. They're not really an aviation school anymore, although they have some aviation-related things. But they've changed their program, and now they're ITT Technical Institute, and it's gone totally a different direction. So.
That's fantastic. Wow. Well, what about, let's talk about your modeling and your acting career too. Now, how did you start that? How did you start, what did you do, what did you start first, modeling or acting?
Okay, so I started out modeling first.
Okay, and how old were you then?
This was actually just a few years ago. This
Okay.
is all like new in my life.
Wow.
And I started out because I was very fitness oriented.
Cool.
Especially in school, in high school,
Yeah.
and in college. I kind of moved away from it and probably went more of an artistic direction.
Okay.
And I am definitely an artist, like
Okay, yeah.
be all and end all. That's my thing. I paint, I model,
You
I
brought
act,
a picture, yeah,
I sing.
Yeah, wow.
Not so great these days.
How about
but
dance? You dance at all?
Not well. I mean, unless you call like freestyle dancing.
Why not freestyle? That's dancing. That's not what we just did a few minutes ago when we did the cheer dance?
True.
Okay.
That's true.
That's the extent
Just
of my
go
dancing.
with it, just.
Yeah. Although sometimes I dance a lot at sporting events when I'm waiting in a long line at the restroom, but that's a show for another day. Anyway, yeah, exactly. There you go. Okay. But anyway, that's awesome though.
Oh yeah, so fitness.
So talk about fitness.
I went from fitness into bodybuilding competitions,
Okay.
and I loosely say bodybuilding because they have bikini, they have figure, they have physique, they have bodybuilding like for women actually, and then I was the bikini side, so
Okay.
really small.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that's the smallest. So those categories are based on measurements, right?
Right, like size,
Right.
like
Okay.
like the amount of tone you have, the amount
You
of
got a lot of
muscle
toning.
mass
You look like
you have.
you got about a 10-inch waist, judging by what I'm seeing here.
Well,
It's got to be smaller
I
than
wouldn't
mine.
say 10-inch, but yeah, the goal with bikini is just to have some lats and
Yeah.
then narrow down to a nice small waist.
Right.
It's almost like a Barbie, and then have
Sure.
like kind of like a nice booty going on. And
Well, as far as fitness, have you ever been? These are competitions you're talking about, right?
yeah.
And were they modeling and working out as well?
Well, the
Because
fitness.
I had a female bodybuilder on last summer who told me who works out regularly at a gym, and because she's a lot more pumped than you are, but you're definitely in shape though. I mean, you're great, very cut.
Right. Well, I work out
I can see that.
sometimes.
But I mean, but she's physically really. I mean, she likes you. I'm just saying that some.
Right. I don't
women-
try for
women-
size. Like in
Exactly,
terms
that's
of
what
my
I
arm
mean,
muscles,
right.
I don't want size.
Right. You don't want that. I understand.
Because it's also gonna like sure, it'd be a great niche to have
Right.
as a model.
Yep.
Everyone has you flexing your muscles for different things, but
Right.
it really pigeonholes you. It
Yeah.
limits your options if you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly. She doesn't,
you're
but
gonna
but I'm saying, okay, but I understand. All right, so do you compete in modeling in these fitness events too?
Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing an event in March
Okay, where?
called the Green Mountain Thaw, and I believe it's
in Vermont?
Vermont.
Okay, that's what the Green Mountain State
March
is.
8th.
Yeah.
And Joel Napolitano is sponsoring that. I didn't get to that last year or the year before because I actually started 2 years ago in maybe June was my first fitness competition. But then after that, I started getting into modeling because I realized, there's such a close link there.
Of course.
And then you're doing the posing and it's like modeling, you have to have a pose, you have to have some sort of idea of how you look.
Right. You have to have that aura about you, and you certainly have it.
Oh, thank you.
Now, as you can see, folks, these two pictures here are two of her latest modeling creations, and they look amazing, obviously. How many photographers do you think you have at your beck and call now?
No idea.
I
have at least one.
That leads me to believe you have quite a few.
Yeah, I have a few I can go to if I need work done, but I have at least one that I work with very regularly, which actually.
You want to mention him or her?
Yes, William McLean.
Okay.
He did this pink dress image.
Right, William McLean. Okay.
And I actually did a shoot with him just yesterday morning.
Where?
At my place.
Okay.
He came over.
Awesome.
We were just eating breakfast. It was like a lifestyle shoot.
Yep.
Eating breakfast, laughing, looking at different things,
Yep.
and just having fun, being
That's
silly.
awesome.
Which is what it's all about.
It's
if
true.
you're not having fun, if you're not doing what you love, then
Then it's not worth
why
it.
are
Exactly.
you doing it, right?
Yeah. and
So we were just having a good time.
So what kind of a shoot was just an? I mean, now I saw a picture of you standing in shorts on a snowbank.
Oh.
So you are. I mean, that wasn't the trick. That was really you on a snowbank.
That was in Manchester. The
Yep.
snowbank was probably, maybe 20, 25 feet high.
Yeah.
And I climbed to the top of it in my bikini bottoms
Yeah.
and like just a
It looked
snowboarding
amazing
jacket
in there on
and
that
my
thing.
snowboard and
Yeah.
just made it up.
Right. I shared that picture on Facebook yesterday to plug your appearance on the show tonight. I don't know if you saw that, but
I did.
You did. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I did.
And okay, well that's wonderful. So what kind of a shoot did you do with William yesterday at your house?
It was just lifestyle. It was
just
yeah.
just an in-home thing.
And then this one was one of the first ones that I did back when I started my modeling career.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was just a few years ago, right?
Yeah, that's very recent.
Yeah,
very recent.
Wow.
And then it's really good. Like the more you get into it, the more people you meet, the more connections you have, the better off you are. This one, on the other hand, this picture was done maybe a couple weeks ago by Chris Lunetta.
Okay.
And he's in Hudson, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And I had them both printed, and I'm keeping them both in my house.
Yeah.
Because I want to show myself and then my friends and just keep it in my mind, like, you know, this is who I am, this is what I do now, this is my choice.
There you go.
And I can do it, and I have done it, and I'm going to keep doing it, and then just look at what I've done and think, okay, what can I do that's different? What can I do that I haven't done, that hasn't been done?
Sure. Oh, so far, it looks like you're on the right track. So how many pictures do you think you've turned out since you began modeling off?
Oh, I have no idea.
Why don't we hold that book up? You could, I think, yeah, there you go. If you mind closing in on that, she's made the cover of a bestseller novel. And let's see if we can close in on that son of a gun, right? Yeah. Okay, he's gonna do it.
Yeah. So this picture on this book cover was done by David Seeley.
Yeah.
And he's a photographer in Boston.
Wow.
I got this from Barnes & Noble in Nashua, and I saw it on the bookshelf, and I was just like, wow.
You didn't even know you were on that?
Well, I knew I was on it. I just didn't know that the book was out. I didn't know, so I got it, and
That's
I had to have a copy.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, people all over the world are seeing that of you, and I mean, you know, in every bookstores everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's really nice to see that and just know that the work that I do is out there.
Yeah, it totally is.
And know that, because I'm an intellectual, I'm a nerd. I love reading, and the idea that I'm on a book cover is just like.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Huge.
It is. When did you discover that you were on that cover? How long ago?
I've had that book for a couple months now.
Wow.
And I knew since I did the shoot, because that's why he found me, that's why he wanted to work with me, is because he had plans on using me for that cover.
Yeah.
I just didn't know, you know, that I was going to look up and see myself on the bookshelf.
Wow.
Oh, hey, look,
without even,
I'm at Barnes & Noble, and there's me on the book cover.
It was probably more fun to discover it that way than to see it to say, well, I hope it's, have them contact you and say, I hope it's a picture you like. Check this out. Can we use this picture? Isn't it better this way? You saw it. It's got to been the thrill of a lifetime. It must have been the thrill of a lifetime for you to see that and not expect it. I mean, that's like, you know.
It's hard not to brag about it.
No, then brag about it. By God, by all means. I'm glad you bragged about it. I'm so glad you brought it too.
I know.
It almost makes me look good.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, high five. Absolutely. Yeah. But all right. Now let's talk a little about your acting, though. You got quite a slap.
Yeah, you like that?
Well, no, it hurts, but I do like it, but it hurts. But that's okay. But let's talk about your acting. What's up with that? How long have you been doing that, and what have you done? Where have you done it? And we'll talk about everything: the singing, the dance, the singing mostly, because you mentioned singing.
Dancing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went from the fitness to the fitness modeling.
Okay.
To wanting to do more modeling in general, like
right.
Change it up, mix it up.
Yep.
Now I want to do print work and editorials.
Okay.
But then
when you say editorials, you mean writing them or being?
Like being a model for them.
Oh, okay.
In magazines.
Oh, I see
what
what you mean.
That.
Your picture.
So then,
I gotcha.
the acting came shortly after the modeling because I realized I need real representation. I need an agency to work through instead of just bumbling about on my own.
Sure.
And trying to make it work.
Yep.
Which it's all well and good. It's good to make that effort and try to make it better on your own.
Sure.
But it's easier when you have someone there to kind of help you out a little
Totally,
bit.
Yeah. You can't do it alone. I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So I took classes in Boston with JRP New England.
Okay.
John Robert Powers.
Oh, okay, sure.
And it was at those classes and being with those other actors and actresses when I realized that I really liked that
That's setting. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like those people.
I actually sat out at a
and-
course with John Robert Powers myself, so I know it's a nice area. It's a nice thing to do. Although I didn't quite have the looks that you do, obviously, but if I did, I would definitely I would have pursued it there for sure.
What class did you take?
Oh, I don't know. I actually just enrolled, and they called me on my cell phone back on I think it was October 11th of 2008. Next thing I know, a week later, I'm sitting in one of those classes. And I just sat it out. I was mostly with high school age kids. I mean, here I was already 49 years old, and I was sitting with these high school kids. They invited me in. I went in.
Yeah, they have people of all ages.
Oh, I know
there.
that. There were some older people too, but most of them were young, like high school age kids. And the woman that was speaking, she made like a speech about how a kid, if you're gonna work for John Robert Powers, you got to have a good GPA. You have to represent yourself well.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And that makes sense. But I assume you were already not long past, but you were probably out of high school by the time you were in there.
Yeah, this was only like a year and a half ago.
Right.
And when I was there, I met different people like Nia Doucet, and I still connect with her. We still work together and try to better each other on scenes.
Is she a model too, or is she a
acting.
teacher?
She has a full-time job, but
Okay.
she also is interested in doing more acting
Right.
and being more involved in that sort of thing.
Yep. Okay.
She's also single.
Okay. So am I. You trying to hook us up?
Oh no, but so yeah, I love actors,
Okay.
and I
I'm
love
one too,
modeling.
by the way, just so you know.
Good.
Okay.
And I love modeling,
Good.
but I love acting more.
Good.
I would say it's more my passion.
There you go.
But then when I was at John Robert Powers, I realized this, and I was able to make connections and meet different people like Cheryl Powell, one of my teachers down there.
Okay.
And I still talk to her, and I still work with her on different things and do networking events with her.
Wow.
And it's great to get down there and meet people and learn together.
Awesome. Now I got a question for you. Did John Robert Powers give you any acting roles?
I would say they gave me more ideas on how to get more roles.
Okay.
Because they have a side that's a teaching side, and they
Yep.
also have a side that's like an agency side
Okay.
to help you
Right.
get
Well-
connected to different places online where you can find
Did they-
jobs.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, well, what acting projects have you been in then?
So one of the biggest projects I've been in was Spin the Plate,
Okay.
which was directed by Eric Eastman,
a
and that
film,
was
right?
over in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Okay.
And I love the fact that it was local like that.
Of course. A lot of indie films, a lot of films being shot in the area now.
Yeah.
But what was your role in that?
So in that one, I was Lauren Green.
Okay.
And I was a tattoo virgin, getting my first tattoo done at Mayhem Inc. in Nashua. And
Did they actually
it was
do a
fun
tattoo
scene.
in the film? Do you have any tattoo? You don't look like you have any tattoos.
I
on
do
you.
have one tattoo. It's really small. It's on my foot.
It's on your foot, but that wasn't in the film. They
No.
didn't tattoo you. They didn't actually tattoo you in the film.
No, they didn't give me a real tattoo. They
Okay.
gave me just a little design like
Design on
drawing
it,
or
you could
whatever.
wash it off. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that must have been awesome though. Well, so you played a girl getting a tattoo for the first time?
Yep.
Okay, that was the whole. Was there more to the film?
That was my scene. Like it was just like a small scene.
Okay, no small scenes or small actors, just
It was
small
important. It
ideas
was an important
that
scene
go big.
because my
Right.
character was really just to set up
Yep.
the main character, who was Joe, played by Becky Buckman.
Okay.
And my character was.
I know
was,
who Becky Buckman is. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Right.
really nice.
Yeah.
In this movie, she was actually really dark and mean and angry and
I can see
sad.
that she looks like she could play someone like that, even though she's really nice.
Yeah, she's
Right.
like totally the opposite in real
Right.
life.
Of course,
And-
you look like you could too if you wanted to.
oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what this picture is.
Yeah, definitely. Well, okay. That picture there, you look like you definitely look like you could pull the gavel down on something, like a judge.
Right.
Right. Wow.
But yeah, my scene was just to set up her character, make her look darker by looking light, make
Okay.
her look more experienced by looking naive
Okay.
and
Like you
inexperienced
played off
and
her.
young. Right.
I got you.
So my character just gave her roots
Okay.
and made her look even more than she already was. Because it's in one of the early scenes in the movie.
Okay. How
And
long
I
was the
can't
film?
wait for this movie to come out because I want to see it so
Oh,
badly.
it's not out yet? Well,
Not
I
out
can't
yet.
wait to see it either.
Yeah, they're still
Okay.
editing it and they're still doing post-production and all that.
Have you worked with David Affleck in anything?
He's actually in the movie, but he's in a different scene.
Okay.
So we're in the movie together.
Oh, good. Okay.
But
he was a guest on my show a few months ago.
I actually haven't met him
You haven't
in the
met him
flesh
yet?
yet.
Oh, you got to meet him. He's awesome.
Yeah, he seems really cool.
He is. He is really cool. And play, he don't live. He lives in Concord, I think. I think that's where he teaches. Okay, so was that your first film?
That was not my first film, but that was one of the biggest films that I've been on so
Okay.
far.
So is it going to be a full-length feature, like over an hour long? When
Yeah,
it's
that's
done?
going to be a feature film.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And it's based off a book that was written by Donna Estasi about Jo, Becky's character,
Okay.
overcoming struggle in her life.
Right.
And just the path that she's on to come over that struggle and then find love and make a life for herself.
Well, that's great. And somehow and I take it somehow your appearance in the film sort of seemed to spark her success somehow. Makes just even though it might not be directly so. Somehow I get a feeling that I keep saying somehow, but what I'm saying is I get a sense that whoever put you in the film decided that you would be sort of like you would be a blessing to her in some way, just even if it didn't appear to be, just the way maybe you said something that comforted her, just to be in her domain or whatever. Next thing she knows, she's going from being dark and disturbed to being happily living happily ever after and all this stuff.
I don't know about all that.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed being in the film with her.
That's all that matters.
And having Eric Eastman as a director.
Okay.
And just seeing it all be done and everyone being so organized and knowing what they're doing and having their role and
how long was the shoot for you? How many scenes did you do and how long did they take?
It was one scene.
Okay. One scene only, but how long did it take to shoot?
And then it was 1 day rehearsal.
Okay.
And then 1 day shoot.
Okay. And how long ago did you do this film?
This was in the summer last year.
Oh, 2014. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So not that long ago.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's why it's not out yet.
Right.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's talk about let's try to go over all the projects you've been in, including like have you been in you sing? Have you done any music videos?
I actually have done a music video. It was like with Glendor Alves.
Okay.
I don't even think it's come out yet. And I think I was wearing this pink dress here.
Okay.
And just dancing and doing whatever.
That's awesome. doing the freestyle like you mentioned before.
And then we were in like these hot cars, and then there was like bass bumping. I
can see you doing that.
And we were just like, yeah, rocking out in the front seats, and
wow.
And literally they were sitting on the car when the camera was rolling, so it looked like the car was just doing the.
Oh, that's awesome! Like it almost made like the car looked like it was doing something naughty.
Yeah.
I like it.
Right.
I got to see it.
But yeah, good stuff. But I actually haven't done any singing like on camera or anything like that.
Well, why don't you have you ever? Let me ask you this: have you ever sang in a band or by yourself? Well,
I was in chorus and I did Nizma, which so many singers I'm sure have heard of and laugh about.
Okay. Why is it a comical song?
No, it's just like, oh yeah, we've all been there.
Nizma?
Yeah, Nizma. Well, it's like New York.
Oh, okay.
Singing.
So it's like a musical kind of thing, right?
It's like a competition.
Oh, okay.
So you get a song, you work on it, and then you go against like, I think it's national. You go against people in the state, and you just.
Have you ever thought of maybe trying to sing on community auditions? That's in Massachusetts. That's actually that's a talent show that's in Boston every day. Actually, they brought it back. It was gone for a while, and it's on. Candy O'Terry, who's a DJ at Magic 106.7 in Boston, is one of the judges, and it's on every Sunday morning. I know Candy from Facebook. Plus, I met her at a film premiere in Arlington called The Final Shift. I don't think you were in that one, but
no,
but a bunch of people that I interviewed were in it. Were in the film. So, but I'm just wondering. It might behoove you to do that. Get on. You could sing on TV.
That could be fun.
Yeah. You might want to look into it. I always try to give good advice to my guests that might help them later. Give them more.
I'll grab a note from you about that.
Sure, that's fine. I'll be happy to pass it along so you can remember it. But okay, so all right. So what other films have you been in?
Okay, so another one, because I've been in quite a few. I don't remember
know
all their names. And there's a couple that I've been in that actually haven't come out yet, like Spin the Plate,
right, like
A Regular Haunt.
Yep.
Some other ones I can't remember the name of. They're not out yet, which makes me sad because I'm so excited to watch them.
Don't be sad.
And I know so many actors are just like...
It'll hit you just point blank, just like the book did when you saw that. Someday you'll be sitting there and all of a sudden, hey, whoever edits that film is going to share it on Facebook, and you're going to say, "That's my film." Look at
Yeah,
it.
but what if it's already out? I don't even know yet. I don't
But
know.
you'll
It makes me
find out.
nervous.
You'll find out. I guarantee you, we're going to find out when it's out, and when it's out, you will see it, and you will be thrilled, and millions of people around the world are going to be thrilled seeing you in it. I definitely. That's a for sure. That's a for sure for you.
True.
Absolutely. So
Thank you.
Don't be sad. Just be excited.
So I want to take a moment.
Go ahead.
And so Steve Day, you're going to have him on your show. I've done a lot of work with Steve.
Okay.
And I think he's amazing. He can write like a hurricane.
He's going to be on my show on April 15th, Income Tax Day.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's not think about that.
Well, all right. Well,
Income tax day.
We already plugged it. We already plugged it as Income Tax Day, so it's the Income Tax Day show.
Poor Steve. Okay. So anyway, he's a great writer,
Yes, he
and he also does the behind the camera work.
Yep.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
He does the editing. He literally can come out with a film.
Yeah.
From the writing, like the initial thought of it,
He's a multifaceted
to
filmmaker.
the complete edited
Yeah.
on Facebook version.
Yep.
Within 48 hours.
That's awesome. I know. And I love it. I'm hoping I get to be in one of his films, too. Well, one of the perks, I'm an actor, too. I was in Shutter Island, and I was in Amistad. And I've been in some web series. I was in this web series up in New Hampshire called Just Another Day with Robert Christie. I don't know if you know who he is. He's not too far from you. He's in Manchester. I was also in a 48-hour film festival in Maine, and I was in a music video in Connecticut and a couple of films in Massachusetts, too, and music videos as well. But that's the great thing about my show is that I get interview people that are doing projects, and they put me in their projects, which is really awesome.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, now, what's the project you're working on right now? What's the most current one?
Okay, so Stephen Day.
Yep.
So this is going to be a lead-in, by the way.
Okay.
So I did my most recent video with him was Killers in Retirement, which
Okay.
was a huge production that we did this past
Great.
year.
I saw it. You did it. You were with. Well, you name the cast because I interviewed. I think I may have interviewed a couple of those people on my show.
Right. So Steve was actually in it himself.
Right.
He played Marty.
Right.
And then he had a little cohort named Barney. I can't remember the guy's name that actually played Barney.
His name was
Hilarious
Ryan.
together.
Ryan,
Ryan? Okay.
yeah.
They're hilarious together.
Yeah.
And Ryan plays stupid so well. I
Yeah.
just was laughing ridiculously over their little chess scene.
You were great. You were great as the killer. I mean, that was really wonderful to see you do that. It's too bad you smoked though.
Oh yeah, that cigarette wasn't even lit.
Okay.
And I
good.
felt like it should have been for the scene, but anyway.
Well, you want to be
digress.
health and fitness though. You want to be in shape.
Right. Well, it's a character. It's not me.
I know, but you're the one to be getting the cancer if you smoke the cancer stick.
True.
Right. So it's.
I also killed someone with a chainsaw. I mean,
That was funny. Do
there's that.
you remember who you killed with a chainsaw?
This really cool guy. I can't remember his name right now.
'Cause
I
I-
really like him.
I wish it's too bad because well, as a matter of fact, one of the girls that was in that film, was in the web series Paragods up in
Yeah, Paragods. He's on that
Eugenia.
series. Eugenia.
I
Yep,
did
she
a
was in
little blooper reel with her
Schiapoletti, I
last
think.
summer. Yep, Eugenia Schiapoletti.
And she was actually in another film with Steve. But anyway, Killers in Retirement. So I basically play a hit woman
Yes.
that kills a guy with a chainsaw in the
Yeah.
opening scene. Not to ruin it for everyone that hasn't seen it yet. And then I go through this scene with Marty.
Yeah.
We discuss my career, and then
As a killer.
as a killer,
I saw the film. It was great.
my conflict, you
Yeah.
know. And there's humor in it too,
It's
because
it's dark
Ryan
comedy.
is,
It's all it is. I was laughing my butt off watching it.
yeah, Ryan is great. So that film came out really good. It was bigger than anything that we've done before, and I think it's Steve's masterpiece so far. But I'm sure that we're going to come out with something even better. And right now, he's writing a script called "The Y-Axis is Amy's Rage,"
Okay.
and
I think I've seen the title on Facebook possibly.
and I'm going to be Amy.
Oh, cool.
Amy being a character that is just out of control, ragey, steroid
I am
rage,
so
the whole
psyched
thing.
to see that film.
And everything's going to set her off, and she's going to try and control herself so bad, but then she's going to just lose it and totally fail miserably.
It's going to be great. Maybe I'm wondering if he could put me in there and I could be one of the people you spaz out on. That would be kind of funny. I'd enjoy that.
I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah.
I'll tell him that you're
Yeah, that would be great.
sacrificing yourself for the cause.
Sacrificing myself. Are you kidding me? It would be a pleasure to be beaten up by you.
So
Not now.
actually, so when we were doing the Killers in Retirement. We
Yeah.
had a Facebook group called People Getting Killed or something.
Yeah.
So
I know.
we can make another one for you.
I love it.
So yeah, we're gonna do the Y-axis is Amy's Rage, and he's still writing out scenes, still coming out with stuff he's gonna do or whatever. But hopefully, we're gonna do that in the next few months.
Did you see his film, The Bad Good Night? That's David Affleck, and that's
Oh yes.
and Diana Stephen Talbot. She's going to be my guest with Stephen when he's on the show with me.
Okay.
They're both coming together.
Yeah.
On April 15th.
I did see that, and
Yeah,
I was
that's
actually
Affleck, the guy.
on my way down here in the car. I called Steve. I said, "Hey Steve, how's it going? Okay, yeah, cool. I'm headed to the interview, and so is it okay if I mention this movie that we're gonna make together?" "Oh yeah, good, okay." And then I was like, "What can I say?" And then we started talking about The Bad Goodbye.
Yeah.
And I
The
said,
Bad Good Night, actually.
The Bad Good Night. And
Yeah.
I said, "Man, Steve, that movie was great. The entire time I felt like I couldn't wait for it to be over."
But in a good way. You were curious to how it was going to end. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
right. I was
yeah.
very curious.
Yeah, you were. I know. It ended wonderfully. Yeah, that was David. He's a very talented guy.
He is.
Yeah.
David is really good, really convincing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The entire time I was watching that, I was just like, oh my God.
This is so
Please.
cool. Isn't he funny?
Just
Oh,
do something. I just.
What's good? Yeah, but she was funny too. Like, oh, we things happen to people on the way home. How am I going to find you if you don't call me? Oh, check the morgue for a body tag Bob, right? Yeah.
So bad.
That was great.
It was good. I liked it.
Great lines. Absolutely. Yeah,
liked
I
it.
can't wait to get him on. He's going to be a
Yeah,
great
Steve
guest.
just comes out with the most amazing stuff. Like we've
does.
done improv together, and I
Yeah.
can hardly keep up with the guy. He's
I
just.
probably couldn't either. I wouldn't expect to. but-
You have to try so hard not to laugh.
Let me ask you something. Speaking of laughing, have you ever done any stand-up? Just wondering. You look like you could write some stuff. But you got a very rich history in life, and you could probably twist it around and make it hilarious.
I haven't done any stand-up.
Just an idea.
I
Just
haven't
something
done
you might
any
want to try
yet.
someday.
I should say yet.
There you go. There you go. I'm hoping I'm. Now, have you ever done any TV commercials?
I've done a Microsoft Surface commercial, but I was like background.
Okay.
So I wouldn't really count that.
Well, okay, but what about the possibility of doing more?
I've
Doing
done,
some bigger ones.
what's that called? Industrials. Like I've done an industrial for a mortgage company because I used to work full-time for a mortgage company called AccuTrust Mortgage.
Okay. In New
So I know
Hampshire, right?
all about mortgages
Yeah.
and mortgage loans and
How'd you learn about-
originations
how'd
and
you- you're pretty good with
processing
numbers
and
then.
paperwork, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Okay.
Loan-to-value ratios and all that boring stuff.
Now you're an artist too. You brought a portrait. You brought a picture that you painted.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Hold it up. And you want to, and it's beautiful, and it's very. It looks like it's got some flame. There we go. That'll close in on it. There you go. You can
Right
talk
here.
about it. It looks kind of like it's a creature feature with a little bit of macabre spindle and hellfire, brimstone, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I used to do
Oh,
a
that's
lot
awesome.
of pencil drawing and shading.
Okay.
And then I realized I was so anal retentive about it and such a perfectionist. I wanted to try something new and do something a little more abstract. Do something where it's doesn't have to be it's perfect or doesn't have to be exactly what I see. It's more like what I feel. So
yeah.
that's what this is an attempt
can
to
see
be.
it, yeah.
But I don't know if you can tell how much of a perfectionist I am looking at this picture. And I love color. I love
I
contrast.
can tell.
I love color.
Here's my take on it. It looks like you have I see a face in that, like you've outlined the face over the ocean, which based with a tree bend over a fire on the tree. And to me, that would, if I were to that's the kind of thing that a therapist might want to analyze as somebody who is definitely has a lot of conflict inside yourself, but you like it. It inspires you to be creative, as opposed to making you crazy. I mean, crazy, yes, but in a creative way.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that in that picture.
So when I paint, it's my take on the emotional interior of someone else. Because if I was to paint
how do you know
myself,
it's not? Why someone else? Why not you?
if I was going to paint myself, I would probably feel so naked if anyone looked at it. So it's easier
Is that
for me.
okay? Well, if that bothers you,
And
don't
it's
do
more
it.
of a challenge for me to
Okay.
try and understand someone else and paint them.
Okay, that's great.
So this is just my take. It's my perception of someone else's emotional interior.
Beautiful. Have you ever done? I'm going to ask you this: Can you do pictures from likeness? Can you do caricatures of people? Have you ever done that?
I haven't done anything like that. I mean, faces are really hard, and I mean, the human body is
All
so
right, now
complex.
let me ask you this then. How about the possibility of you doing abstracts of people?
I could potentially in the future. I wanted to start
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
more people in terms of drawing
You're
and
you're a very
painting.
talented person with the art, and I can see that, and that would be wonderful. You could, I mean,
Thank you.
you could go to like carnivals and stuff and do them there. Just there's not
Maybe.
carnivals, but well, no,
I could
but
be a carny.
you could open your own art studio maybe out of your home or something.
Right. I want to do that. I want to do
There
that.
you go. I mean, I'd love to see how you pen me out there. I better
yeah?
be good looking in one of your pictures. That's what I mean, opposites.
How would you say you are on the inside? Dark and disturbed, something like
Yeah,
that?
definitely. Dark and disturbed, a little, and I'm definitely OCD.
Okay.
Totally OCD. I'm totally. It's cool. Now you ask questions like this, which is good because if you say you were to do a picture like that of somebody, you ask them about their personality traits, and you would base your picture on that. Because a lot of times there's nothing wrong with asking questions about what a person feels inside to find out more about them, especially if you don't really know them that well.
Honestly, if I'm asking you a question about who you are,
Yeah.
then I'm being very sarcastic. I'm not taking it very seriously.
Really?
But if I was to just spend time with you and let you tell me about yourself in your own words,
Right.
how you think about it, what verbs, what nouns you use to describe yourself, that's all significant.
Okay.
The words you use, how you use them, what you feel drives you, what you feel you don't like, what you feel you don't like about yourself, your shame, your sadness.
Yeah.
That makes you original because no one likes to share that and no one likes to be that original self. One of the reasons why I love acting is because you get these roles, you get these characters that are real.
Yeah.
And then these characters, they have struggles and you can connect with them on that level and then be that. You don't have to hide the sadness. You don't have to hide the anger. You just, I mean, you do to some degree depending on the character, but it's just, I don't know, you get to
I don't
connect
think
with it in a
anyone's ever
different way.
stated that so well before as you. That's wonderful. That you are very in depth when it comes to stuff like this. That's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should. I'm telling you, if you could even do social work, but you could be a therapist. I have a therapist who's really awesome, but I think I think you could have
A psychoanalyst?
Psychoanalyst, yeah.
Nah, it's more of a hobby.
No, you're right. It's true. But you couldn't charge for it unless you had a license anyway. But that's really awesome. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Having people, I mean, it's true. It's true. Instead of asking questions, you don't want to ask one question after another. You say, all right, tell me about yourself. What do you? Go deep, dig deep, and and let's talk about it. And you meet the person, and you interact with them.
Right.
That's true. That is a way to get at it. I like that. You've impressed me. I mean, I realize that you just can't ask questions when all you have to say is it's better when you just meet someone, and sometimes it takes time. It doesn't happen immediately.
It does.
Yeah, you have to go out. You have to go out for coffee with someone and watch them. See the manner in which they hold the mug. Are they shaky? What do they add? I mean, the little idiosyncrasies like that. Everything. Do they add sugar? Do they drink it black? Sometimes you can learn a lot about people's habits. About people by their habits if you observe them.
Right.
And I can see that you've got that ability to do it.
Right.
That's
It's the details. Honestly, it's the details that make a character, that make a person.
Yeah.
Like when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, do I get coffee?
Right.
No, I get a small, hot pumpkin coffee with cream and no sugar.
There you go.
Why? It's because it's who I am. It's because I like the flavor. I like to have a little bit more than just nothing. I like hot coffee because I like hot water.
Yeah.
People that go out with me, they're like, you want hot water? You're a weirdo. And then I like cream, no sugar, because the sugar is just going to affect my blood sugar levels.
That's right.
Because I'm fitness,
There you go.
And then it's a small because by the time I get to where I'm going, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom so bad.
Right. Right. Exactly.
If I get a medium, I'll die.
There you go. So you just basically summed it all up in like every category. That's true. There's no question about it.
But that's like all those different factors. That's who I am. That's my character.
Now, let me ask you this: do you ever observe people on the street to try and I mean on like say you're on a bus, on a train? I mean I get a sense you like looking into people's psyches, and that's great. But I mean just. Well, I mean, did this picture here, did some person that you know inspire you to paint this, or just somebody? I mean, one in particular. Okay,
yes.
A friend,
a close friend.
Good. Okay, that's wonderful. But it'd be more challenging to do it with strangers too. I mean, like going
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at someone and get so much. You can see like, okay, they have nice teeth, or their hair is this way, or they're wearing this outfit, or whatever. But what you see on someone's outside is how they want you to perceive them.
Exactly.
It's not them.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
what I said earlier, like I want to know, your shame. I want to know your sadness.
Right.
How can I paint a picture of your emotional state if I don't know what you try and hide?
Exactly.
And
on
then,
the other hand, it's hard to get people to open up a lot about stuff like that.
True.
I mean, that's why it's shame, because they don't want to.
But if you're honest with someone,
yeah,
they're going to be honest with you. Reciprocity.
Oh yeah, yeah. There you go. That's right. Reciprocity. That's reciprocity. Whatever. I don't know. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I imagine sometimes, in some cases, now I get that when you interact with your friends, if something's irking you about them, you'll let them know. You don't pull any punches.
I try to.
You try to. You try to be honest.
It's hard though, because the more you care, the more you don't want to say the wrong thing. The more you care, the more you don't want to hurt them.
Right.
At the same time, if you don't communicate, then there's this distance that forms between you, and then, you start to lose what you value so highly.
Right.
So you have to be afraid not to lose it in order to keep it.
Exactly. Oh, no, wow, you got it nailed, I'd say.
Sorry, I think too much.
Don't be sorry. I think a lot. I can relate. I think too much too. I mean, I'm doing the show, and I have no idea. Nobody. If someone had 30 years ago, no one would have believed I was capable of doing something like this. And I did it one night because I was invited onto a guy's sports show in 2009, and here I am doing my own, and I'm doing it, even though it totally defies me.
What do you mean it defies you?
It defies me because I'm somebody I'm a social introvert. I have.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So I gotta push that aside when I have a guest like you and talk about and be interactive with people. And it's something that I've been having to work on regularly for 4 years since I started the show.
The more you do it, the better you get.
That's true.
The 10,000 hour rule that Malcolm Gladwell discussed is applicable everywhere. The more you do it, the better you get. By the time you hit 10,000 hours, you're probably going to be a master at it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Dad, that's my adding saying to what he said.
Is you what?
You're either going to be a master or you're going to be dead from doing it, from trying, a lack of effort.
Yeah, right.
Well,
that's what the bull riders say.
I don't even want to think about bull riders. I'm a vegan, and I think bull riding is cruel. But unless it's a mechanical bull, in which case it's not cruel because it's not a real bull.
In which case it's very entertaining.
Right.
I've done it.
Have you?
And it hurts so bad to walk afterwards.
I know, it's amazing.
So bad.
We're all masochists in a way, aren't we?
Yeah.
We all
great workout, though. It's a great workout.
Is that why you do it?
No.
Why not just a bike? Why not just
I
ride
do
a
it to
bike?
prove to myself that I can.
Okay. Have you ever done skydiving?
Yes.
Okay. Talk about how that went. It must have been quite a rush for you.
So I went skydiving. I mean, I'm a pilot.
You were a pilot.
I love that kind of stuff.
But of course you couldn't go skydiving when you were soloing a plane. Somebody else had to be in the plane.
Right.
You could have, but the plane might have crashed somewhere.
If the pilot jumps out.
Yeah, then the plane is. You don't want to think what might happen to the plane or the people below.
So I jumped out of a fully functional airplane.
Okay.
Not as the pilot.
No, of course.
And I also jumped out of a helicopter. No,
Wow.
I didn't. I sat in a helicopter that other people were jumping out of. That was fun. But I skydived with my dad and my brother several years ago.
Cool.
And that was a good time.
Pepperell, Mass, by any chance? East
Yes,
Pepperell?
Pepperell, Mass.
All the people go there.
Skydive Pepperell.
Yeah. The closest one down here is Taunton, which is right next to Raynham. I don't know if they do them anymore, but that's wild. That's a great area.
So the thing with skydiving is they do it all the time. They know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
At the same time, there's
It's
a risk
dangerous.
there
There's always a
because
risk, exactly.
when I was working at Gold's Gym fairly recently, I know one of the girls that does skydiving there. She teaches and she does skydiving herself. And one of the people that she works with, this was like several months ago in Nashua or in Pepperell, they had a faulty chute and they
died.
Didn't make it. They passed, right?
Oh.
And that happens,
Yeah, why not every? Gee, that is too bad. That's
so
true.
I mean, there's that factor. Like you could be that person.
It's true.
And that's what makes it so much fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right, man. If the odds of getting killed in a car accident are probably no worse than the odds of getting killed skydiving.
I'd say they're worse. I mean, like airplane accidents versus car accidents versus skydiving incidents. Like, I don't know about skydiving incidents per se, but I know that people are afraid of flying in airplanes, even though
I know, and I did it anyway.
Airplane accidents are way, way fewer than car accidents because people drive cars way more often and they care way less about it. And you get in an accident because you're comfortable with where you are. You're not thinking about it. You're not looking out. You're in a place that you know and you're secure
Well,
with.
ironically, I got in an accident in
that's it.
Pepperell, the same town we're talking about, because this idiot went through a stop sign without stopping back on May 25th.
Oh,
I almost died. I mean, I put it this way, I was lucky. The airbags deployed. I had to be taken to the Neshoba Valley Medical Center. My car was totaled. And she had to be taken to the hospital too, but fortunately we pulled through. But unfortunately, my insurance rate is not. It was the first. I've been in several accidents. This was the first one that my insurance company isn't going to charge me for, because it wasn't my fault. Unfortunately, some guy behind me saw the whole thing. He had all he could do to. This woman caused almost a 4-car pileup, and he told the cops that I wasn't her fault, and he hung him on and was my witness and was great.
well, I'm glad it worked out.
Oh, I'm very glad.
I'm sorry
Totally
that
glad.
it even
I wouldn't be here
happened.
now if
But
it wasn't right. Yeah, I feel good today, but
I actually, I was going to celebrate Cheryl Powell being the girl I took the acting class with. She's great. She's the director and she's
Okay.
been an actor, but I was going to go and have like a joint birthday celebration with her on January 3rd.
You don't mean smoke a joint.
No.
Good.
A joint celebration.
I know, I'm kidding.
I know I'm an artist, but come on. No, I was going to
Right.
have a joint celebration with her,
Yeah.
and on January 2nd,
Yeah.
she got into a car accident, and she actually has concussion right now and
Oh
a
my
couple
goodness.
broken ribs.
It
so
should be okay though.
yes, I believe she'll pull through.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring her a cake very soon.
Good for you. Are you going to bake it yourself? That's an art form in and of itself, baking a
Yes,
cake.
it is.
Yeah.
I used to be a baker, so
There you
who
go.
knows? It's possible.
Well, let's talk about other jobs. You said you worked at Gold's Gym. What did you do at Gold's? Were you a
So
trainer?
at Gold's, I worked at the front desk. I was
Okay.
reception. I met a bunch of great people doing that job.
Oh yeah, Gold's is an
I've also
awesome.
been a waitress,
Yeah.
a baker, a processor,
Candlestick
a mortgage
maker?
loan processor. I've made soap before. My parents do reenactments, and they love historical stuff.
Yeah.
I've done all kinds of stuff.
That's-
Okay, first job ever. First job ever. I was at a horse farm.
Okay.
And this is like really bad, okay? So I was at a horse farm in the summertime.
Yep.
And
Which summer? How many years ago?
Oh,
Must have been when you were a kid.
when I was like 13.
13. Yep.
And it was hot out, blazing hot,
Right.
and the horse manure was just steaming hot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
smelled bad, and just everywhere you went, it just kind of penetrated you, you know?
Of course.
And I got paid $5 an hour
Okay.
for 3 hours
Which probably
to
went
shovel
further.
horse
Yeah,
manure
yeah,
and
yeah,
wheel
yeah.
it. So I was a manure relocation
Okay.
professional.
There you go. That's all right. Listen, at least
For
you get to
$5
work
an
with
hour.
nice animals.
They were okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, I know.
They kind of don't care, you know. They move their leg. They're like, eh.
Do you have a horse farm? Did you ever live on a horse farm yourself?
I
being in
did.
New
My
Hampshire?
mom
Yeah.
loved horses. My
Yeah.
sister loves horses, and I used to ride the crazy ones.
Okay.
So I had like a little small job.
When
in
you
my
say the
youth of
crazy ones, you
shoveling
mean
manure.
some of the horses aren't tame, so you basically like every living thing, a horse has its own personality in and of itself.
Right,
So you could be on a calm one and a one that's wild.
right,
And either way, I mean, if you're on a wild one, you risk falling off and getting thrown.
right,
If you're on a tame one, it's not as much of a risk.
right.
So I guess it's like
I like the more risk ones.
right. I understand. Okay.
Like the skydiving,
right.
driving fast cars fast, you
I
know,
hope you don't
shooting
shoot-
guns,
Oh gee.
riding the horses that aren't as good.
Okay.
Those were the ones that I liked. So I fell off a lot.
You did.
But-
gee, I hope you don't drive. I hope you don't speed or anything. At least not on the street. I mean, on the speedway maybe like around. You know, in New Hampshire they have that Sunday.
In all honesty, I didn't even drive down here tonight.
No, I know you didn't. You
So-
literally drove down here.
Yeah, my friend drove me down.
Right.
Alexander, he's air traffic control.
Yeah.
That's how we know each other because I was a pilot. He's air traffic control. We
Oh,
both
no
went to
kidding.
Daniel Webster. But anyway,
Yeah.
I digress. He
That's
drove
cool.
me down. He was very safe.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, you safe. You still got you. Didn't take. you
Maybe
that long
I
to
speed
get here.
sometimes. I don't know.
Well, we all do sometimes. I mean, I've done it myself. I admit it. Not lately. I try to be, you know. As a matter of fact, as I was on my way here tonight, it looked like somebody was flashing his lights, and it's a 20-mile-an-hour zone out there because it's a school area. So I slowed down. I don't think I was going too fast, and he might have not been flashing his lights, but always when you see something like that, you always be a heads up. Maybe there's a cop waiting up, you know, with a radar gun that you don't want to end up having to, you know, pay a fine to and getting your insurance, having your insurance rates rise because you've got a speeding ticket.
Right.
But that's more
That would
common
be
in New
bad.
Hampshire. I got to tell you, the people in New Hampshire are definitely better drivers too. I think they are. At least for me, they have been
I don't
around.
know about that because in New Hampshire there's a lot of speed traps. So
That's
you can
probably
be
why
just
they're better
going along
drivers.
like 50, and then you come around a corner and you're like, oh wow, there's a sign that says 30 miles an hour on it. Where am I? Oh, it's too late.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I've been stopped in New Hampshire before, so I know for speeding, and not lately, but I try to drive carefully. I try to drive defensively, and I don't like being tailgated, and I try not to tailgate other people too. But
Good.
yeah, oh yeah. No, I try to be. Yeah, what kind of a car do you have? Do you have like a race? Do you have like a snazzy car, like a Z28 or something? I
Well,
can see you driving a really wild car.
it's a Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
Hot
There you
pink.
go. Is it really?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, I digress.
Okay, what do you
Let's
have?
not talk about my car.
You don't want to talk about it? Don't talk. All right. I don't know, because I thought maybe I could see you. I could see you I could see
It's
you
not a
wearing a pair
nice
of
one.
goggles
It's
and
not a
driving.
nice. It's not pretty.
It's not really a nice car?
No.
Because you look like a lady that would drive
Something really hot,
sports
right?
car. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'll take that.
That's okay. If you don't drive one, that's fine. I mean, there's
I'll
stereotypes
take
that
it.
go on wrong all the time.
I'll take it.
Okay. Well, all right. So what does 2015 look like for you now? Based on we're just a week into it. What are your plans?
Right now it looks cold, really cold. 2015 to me, I want to do another fitness competition,
Okay.
which takes
In
a
March
lot of
8th,
time, a
right.
lot of energy to do that. So I'm still
Does that
kind of
include
thinking,
lifting
like, do I
weights, too?
actually want to do it? You lift weights, yeah, and then you diet. Like, it's a lot about what you eat,
Right.
and also you have to do the low weight, high repetition.
Sure.
If you have a trainer, it helps because they can tell you, they can give you that extra push, that
course.
extra
Do you have a trainer?
enthusiasm. I don't have a trainer.
Okay.
And then they can also tell you things you could probably work on. They can see your back and your butt better,
Yeah.
which you can see in the mirror, but like they have more of a removed perception.
Let me
of
ask
it.
you this: if I gave you the name of a trainer that I had on my show, would you be interested in talking to him? Maybe he's up in the North Shore.
Potentially.
Jimmy
I mean,
Ciampi.
Jimmy, I don't know who
It's,
that is.
it's CIAMPI. He was a great guest last year on my show at the other station. And Jenny Laurent was the bodybuilder I was telling you about. That I was one of my first guests here, and she's a bodybuilder and she trains with him too. And he's really good, and he's got a great story because he ended up being at one time he's totally ripped now, but he used to be really heavy and he had a heart attack when he was very young, and the doctor said you better lose some weight, a lot of it, because he was stressed out and he ate a lot of bad foods. But before that, he never became, he'd never thought about being a bodybuilder. But when he saw what he was able to achieve, he turned into one and a trainer. He became one. Mm-hmm. So I always say everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you can take something like that's really negative and turn it into a huge positive.
Right.
And he did. But I'll let you know if you want to hook up and you want to see if he'll take you on. I'm sure he'd be happy to. I mean, I'm not sure, but it might be a.
So I might go ahead and use him. It depends on
Yeah, it's up to you.
what he has going on. If I decide to actually go forward with the show.
Yeah,
because when I'm
yet.
doing the fitness stuff,
Yeah.
that takes away from the acting. It takes away from
Well, you got
the modeling
sometimes you have to
in
make
terms
a choice.
of like
Yeah.
the lifestyle and the
Right.
what. Like I can do more fitness modeling in that scenario because I am boiling down for the show or whatever. But then you're hungry every day is like a new day to dream about hamburgers and French fries and whatever cheesy this and that.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're not a vegetarian.
No.
Okay, I have
not at all.
been. I've been for 33 years and a vegan for 4. I love it. I've been a vegetarian since July 30th.
There are a lot of good things about eating a vegetarian diet, especially because you have to pay more attention to what you're eating.
Exactly.
You can't
Well,
just go out.
Well, I
and
eat 2 veggie burgers every day as a rule, and I also eat a pound of chocolate every day too in my smoothies, and I love that. So it's not like it's not like I'm deprived at all.
don't know if that's good for you, but
Well, my blood
I'll
pressure was
hold out.
102/68 when I checked it. That keeps your blood pressure. It's raw chocolate. It's not. That's the thing.
okay, yeah, that's different.
Oh, definitely different. I don't do.
I mean, if you're
fancy-
drinking, if you're pounding hot chocolate shakes, then
No, well, that's what a smoothie is like.
I don't know if I highly recommend that.
No, well, I'm pretty lean, as you see here.
You're very lean.
I didn't used to be. I used to be a porker as a kid. Before I turned vegetarian in 1982, I had probably maybe a 42-inch waist. I lost those 10 inches in about 6 weeks, and I got really toned after that.
Well, you look great, Harrison.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate
Good job.
Coming from you, that means a lot.
Good job.
It
It does take a lot. It takes a lot to change
It does.
how you eat, how you work out. You have to make it easy for yourself, and you have to
Right.
really commit to the lifestyle.
That's true.
And people don't realize that. They make New Year's resolutions. They're like, oh, I'm going to lose 5 pounds. No. You have to think, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to stop drinking soda. I'm
Right.
going to stop eating sugar this, chocolate that, French fries, because white potatoes are high glucose,
They are.
high glycemic index carbs.
That's why I eat raw sweet potato slices every afternoon.
Yeah,
I know.
sweet potato is great for you.
It is. My nephew, who's 7 years, almost 8 now, I got the idea from him because they feed him. My parents' housekeeper, who cooks really healthy, she makes some sweet potato fries. But I go one better because I eat them raw, totally raw. Raw veggies are awesome.
Yep, raw veggies are amazing for you because the vitamins and minerals that are still in them.
Yeah.
As soon as you start to cook something like that,
Yeah.
it loses its value.
Right.
And you don't get the same stuff out of it.
I'm 55. I feel better than I did at 25. Well, actually, 22, 15. Let's say that way, because 25 I was already a vegetarian. And I love how I eat, and I love the way I feel usually. So, and I expect I'm going to live another 40 years, and then I can cash in my chips.
Well, there you go.
I don't need to live to 100, but 95 would work.
I don't know if I want to live that long.
Right, but
I don't think about it.
But you're young yet. So, I mean, we're all young, but you got a lot going for you. You have so many things that you have on the horizon that you can do.
I try to keep my hands in like as many pies as I can,
I
because
love
that way,
saying. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in Nashua, New Hampshire, it's what what do we have going on? Not that much.
Got a great library. I was there July 17th,
True.
1997.
They do.
Yes, they love to read. You've never been to the National...
I love reading.
You've never been to the National Library?
I have been a lot of times.
It's a...
I get the worst fines though. Like one time I paid a fine that was like $8.27.
Because you didn't return the books.
Yeah.
But you can...
Because I want to keep them.
But you can go in and, I don't know, you can go in and read anytime you want. And then you can come back the next day and read more.
True, but that's what I do at Barnes & Noble. I'm a Barnes & Noble
great.
junkie.
You can sit in a chair and have a cup of, you like the kind of coffee you like, pumpkin coffee.
Yep.
In a swirly swirl or whatever.
Or some vanilla chai, tea.
Yeah, I drink tea every day.
Sit by the fireplace and...
you know what's great in life?
Just peruse.
And there you go, yeah. I got a book I should give you. I wrote a book of short stories called, it took me 10 years. It's a very crazy book. I made a few thousand...
I didn't know you were a writer.
I'm a writer. Oh yeah, I'll give you a copy of my book. I wish I had one on me. I don't think I do. But eventually, if you...
I want a signed copy.
You'll get a signed copy. I promise you. Ordinarily, I tell this to people that I have on my show, but I get that you would really read the book. And I have a friend who's a Facebook friend who lives... she's in Palm Springs right now, and I sent her a copy, and she calls it her Bible. And I almost hooked up with her a few years ago when she's originally from Woodbridge, New Jersey, and we were going to hook up in 2011, and it never happened. But someday we're probably going to hook up, and she's going to come back east in the spring, and maybe we'll hook up. I don't know, but I'll definitely give you a copy of the book if you want. I'll sign it and send it to you.
Good, I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, listen, we made the hour go by. We're just about out of time here. I hope you had a good time when you were.
I enjoyed myself.
Okay, I hope you covered a lot of stuff.
We did. All the stuff I brought.
That's what we wanted.
Well, shout outs. Hold on, let me think. What do I got?
Oh, you have anything you missed? Go ahead.
I actually didn't. So, Cheryl, I'm going to see her soon. Steve, we're going to work together soon, and he's awesome. My buddy Nina, she's single. I'm looking for a guy for her, just so you know. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, thank you.
And... Mom, Dad.
There you go.
Hi.
don't you have any brothers and sisters too?
I do.
Okay.
A little sister and an older sister and younger brother. Younger brother's in the military.
Okay.
Cool, Daniel. Little sister Elizabeth, I call her Tishy.
Cool.
Her and I, we have a book club together. We're reading Shakespeare.
Awesome.
And my older sister, married in Connecticut. She's beautiful. I always wanted to be like her. And then I realized I'd rather just be myself.
You're beautiful in your own right. What do you need to be like?
Yeah, I'd rather just be myself.
Just be yourself.
But she's wonderful, and it was great seeing them all in the holidays.
See who?
Seeing them during the holidays.
Oh, great! Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, me too. I'm glad got to see my family during the holidays as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Again, Karen, I want to thank you. You were a great guest. Hopefully the show it'll air tonight here in Raynham. You guys watch it 9:30, and hopefully it'll be up on the YouTube page ASAP. And I want to thank you for, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. And I want to, wish everybody in Raynham Happy New Year and all that, and all my Facebook Topic Time fans, of which I have many. And I'm going to wrap this up. Karen, you want to do the cheer dance again?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Up. Here we go. All right, yeah. See you all next week. Have a great one.
I'm going to do the funny option, okay? Okay, ready?
All right.
Butts are always funnier.